Yes, we're here in Baldwin Park and we're heading to Indio for the Riverside County Date Festival. It's opening day. It is apparently pouring rain, but that's not stopping me. First thing we gotta do is take Metrolink to San Bernardino, and then we're getting on SunLine Route 10, which is arguably the best value in public transit in Southern California, because it goes 92 miles for free with the Metrolink ticket. These shelters are doing their best job at sheltering, I guess. But this big, massive opening isn't helping with all the rain blowing in this way. Could have designed that better. Like, seriously, if the chair has that much water on it, this shelter is obviously defective. Let's go. So SunLine Route 10 has a unique fare structure. In the peak direction, it's $6, but in the off-peak direction, it's only $1. And if you have a Metrolink ticket, you can ride for free, so that's a very good deal regardless. If you were to take Greyhound, it would be like, insert how much it costs here, or the Amtrak Thruway coach bus. And these all have the advantage over the Sunset Limited of not being both directions in the middle of the night. Is our next stop. Oh, there's the forthcoming Laverne 8-line station. And there's the westbound. Later this year, the opening of the sugar-free Snoop line, the Metro A-line extension to Pomona. I'm super excited for that. And then at some point, the A-line will continue on to Montclair, kind of redundantly with Metrolink going there also. We're going to Claremont and Montclair, Upland, Rancho Fontana, Rialto, and San Bernardino, the depot, and then downtown. There it is, in all its glory. I think the SunLine schedule is coordinated with Metrolink because it's like an 18-minute layover. That's pretty cool how the livery has all the destinations on it. This would be the off-peak one if I didn't have my Metrolink ticket. It would only be $1. And they have the best bike racks, Sportworks Apex. That would I feel comfortable going on the freeway with my bike. I showed the driver my train ticket and we're officially on board. Alright, not the best leg room, but we got outlets. Unlike Metrolink, the outlet actually works. Free Wi-Fi. I don't think there's a bathroom, and this ride's like 2.5 hours. Alright, we're moving. The first thing we do is get on the 215 freeway and make a massive deviation to Cal State San Bernardino. Without this deviation, the trip would only be 80 miles, but then my thumbnail wouldn't look as impressive. We exit at University Parkway and head north towards the college. There's San Bernardino's express bus. That sounds like a racial slur if you try to pronounce it phonetically. Yeah, you know, that deviation wasn't that massive. Well, I imagine if there was traffic, it would be a lot more worse. This is clearly a popular destination, as it seemed like more than 20 people got on here, though it begs the question of why doesn't the route just start here? We head back south on the 215 and cut over to the 210. Yeah, it's not going to be a good day for views out the window. Here we're passing through the city of Highland, home to neighborhoods built right on top of the San Andreas fault line. Talk about living on the edge. In Redlands we transfer to the 10 freeway east, which will be taking most of the way forward. And that's probably why it's called the 10 Commuter Link. Rain intensifies. Just over an hour into our trip, we make our second deviation in Beaumont, exiting at Highland Springs Avenue. The stop here is in a shopping center. East of Beaumont we pass through the Morongo Indian Reservation, and a spot I remember fondly from many a childhood road trip, the Hadley Fruit Orchard store. In fact, I remember far enough back it was before the iconically tall Morongo Casino Hotel was built that very much dominates the skyline here. In California, Native American tribes have a legal monopoly over Class 3 casinos, the ones that allow the most types of gambling. Entering into Palm Springs, we see the iconic windmills. This mountain valley pass we're driving through acts like a natural funnel for the wind exiting the greater Los Angeles area, which is why this is such a good site for wind generation. Palm Springs has long been a vacation destination for both Hollywood stars and people escaping winter weather elsewhere in the country. It's also home to arguably the most extreme form of transportation in the state, the Palm Springs Aerial Tramway, built in the 1960s, which scales 6,000 feet up to Mount San Jacinto in 10 minutes. We make our third deviation to stop at a transit center next to the SunLine facility in Thousand Palms on Varner Road. We're now 2 hours into our bus ride.
Now approaching SunLine Transit Hub.
Once again, we get back on the 10 freeway and continue east. In the foreground, we see the Union Pacific train tracks, also used by the Amtrak Sunset Limited. More about that in this other video where I rode it to Arizona. From a land use point of view, this part of the Coachella Valley is very Florida-like, very sprawly, with a higher than average concentration of golf courses and retirement communities.
Golf courses in the desert!
Basically, it's everything the urbanists hate about Phoenix, Arizona, but with Californians, more date palms, and somehow it's below sea level because geology happens. Our second to last stop is the State San Bernardino Palm Desert Campus, because in addition to being an actual desert, the Coachella Valley is a bit of a desert for higher education, so both CSUSB and UC Riverside have satellite campuses here. Speaking of UC Riverside, prior to 2020, SunLine had a different commuter link service from Palm Desert to Riverside, following a similar route as the current 10, but then cutting off through Moreno Valley from Beaumont, serving UCR, and terminating at the downtown Riverside Metrolink station. I had difficulty planning this trip for a long time because I thought this route still existed, but I couldn't find it anywhere. I mean, heck, even SunLine's YouTube channel still has the video for it. A month before I went on this trip, SunLine released a schedule update that added an additional stop to the 10 at the Indio Greyhound station. However, we did not seem to stop at this, and went straight to the terminus at the SunLine facility on Highway 111 and Gulf Center Parkway. Thank you. And just over 2.5 hours later, we made it. And look at that, it's not raining. Yay. The fairgrounds is a short walk down this block, and we'll be there. It opens at 3, so we're a bit early. Look at that, Gila Gang all day. I read that the Route 1 got split into 2 routes, but they still note it as Route 1, even though it's 2 different routes, 1. That's confusing. Oh nice, I made it in time for the blessing of the dates. We're here, right now. Amen to that. I love dates. For those that don't know, dates grow on palm trees, but coconuts grow on palm trees. Actually, California only has one native variety of palm tree, the California fan palm. Date palms were introduced to the Coachella Valley around the turn of the 20th century, as it was found the growing conditions here were very perfect for them, and the Date Festival celebrates this agricultural heritage.
This is the month you get to go back and be a kid again, so let's enjoy the fair. Thank you.
Now I must point out that taking the 10 commuter link here only works if you're staying overnight, because the last bus gets out of here at 3:40 and the fair doesn't open till 3, so it's extremely impractical to take it both ways the same day. But we're here and I'm excited. I've been wanting to go to this for years, ever since I saw it on Huell Hauser, because I love dates. They're in the top of my fruit tier list, and this is like where 95% of the dates in the United States are grown. 77th annual. I'm gonna eat my burrito because there's a policy against bringing outside food.
That's strict policy.
Oh, I gotta see the ribbon cutting. Wait a minute, is that Cameron? Friend of the channel whose car famously broke down in the Las Vegas video? Yes, apparently he now works for one of the government people who was present at the opening ceremony. He's also the reason why I have a place to stay overnight this trip.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah. This is what happens when you try to make a burrito from a pizza crust instead of a tortilla, and then proceed to carry it on a bus for like 100 miles. Alright, we're in. I thought for a second the metal detectors messed up my camera for a second, but we're here. There's some camels, like actual live camels. Security took my box cutter keychain that I keep forgetting to take off of my keychain when I go to events where they don't let you have things that are considered weapons, but I don't care. It was like 50 cents at a garage sale. Let's not get copyright struck by Darude Sandstorm. I was so preoccupied with the bus trip here that I almost forgot that this is an actual county fair. It's just different because it's in February, because it coincides with the date harvest. I'm just looking at food, aren't I? the play on words of it being a date festival and it also coinciding with Valentine's Day tomorrow. Like, yeah, let's go on the day to the date festival. So here we got the building with all the cool stuff on display. I think I'm just gonna just look at everything. Oh, that is so cool. They took one of those wire spools and turned it into a table with chairs that fold in. Dang, when I grow up, I'm gonna send my kids to West Valley High School. Bike table. Oh yeah, a foamer shot won first place. Hey, another foamer shot. That's at Fullerton. There's a reason for all the cultural appropriation here, just believe me. Alright, I might or might not ride anything. But yes, palm trees, we got them. We're here in front of the Taj Mahal. This looks like the agricultural display. That's what I'm really here to see. Right squashy grapefruit bag. Let's see some fruits. Alright, we got some Ocean Mist product placement. Then Hadley Dates. That place we drove by on the freeway. There the grapefruit's at. Those are in season right now too. Everyone loves pumpkins. I feel like the person obsessed with grapefruit came to the right place. Why do I like grapefruit? I mean, just look at that. They're so funny. They're so happy. They're so squashy. No, it's because I kept getting them for free from other people and I realized no one was appreciating them, so I started appreciating them more on everyone's behalf. And then I built a juicer for juicing them because my teeth kept getting messed up from me eating so much. Yeah, so the reason for all this cultural appropriation theme of like the Arabic stuff is because growing date palms out here was basically agricultural appropriation, because dates are not from around here, they're from the Middle East and North Africa. Yeah, if only they could stop building golf courses over all the agricultural land. Hey, I thought this wasn't a social commentary. Oh, this is cool. It's like the thing they use a forklift to lift above and like service the dates. That's basically a cool scaffold. There's the actual explanation, thank you. And I like that it has a water jug on it. Gotta have water in the desert. More grapefruits. Why are we not eating this? Why is it just on display? Wow, so many types. Way more than I've ever heard of. This counts as transit content, right? Alright, it's starting to look like nighttime. I just watched the comedy cooking show. The free food wasn't vegan, alas. Time to find something. Time to find some people I know. I'm not comfortable with the amount of meat here, but anyways, I found something vegan, and with all the money I saved on transportation and not having to pay for parking, I thought I'd treat myself. You win? No.
1 second chance it.
Oh, that looks like something I wanted to see. I love the cloud setup. Love the happy face water tower. That's right, we're below sea level. It's a low desert. I don't think I've even seen camels in person. They're pretty big. Oh no, not the 4th grade mission projects that all 4th graders are required by California law to make. It's a scheme to sell arts and craft supplies. It's not educational. Hey, I thought this wasn't a social commentary. Oh yeah, rocks. We love it. I bought me some. Anyways, it started raining a little bit. We hung out for a bit longer and called it a night. Sure looked pretty. The next day I got to ride the 1 EV back to the bus station. Why is the bus shelter so far away from the sign? That ain't right. The local bus fare is only $1 here, which is nice. But we are going peak direction on the 10, so it's gonna be $6. Thought about buying my Metrolink ticket in advance so I could use that as a free transfer, but then I remembered Metrolink one-way tickets are only valid for 2 hours from when you buy them, and this bus takes 2.5 hours, so by the time we get to San Bernardino, it would no longer be valid. Probably some other loophole you could think of, like buying a separate Metrolink ticket that's less than $6 and using that as the transfer, and I'm not going to bother. It's so cheap regardless. The bus is supposed to be here 8 minutes ago. As long as it's not more than 20 minutes late, I should be able to make it 10. Yeah, it was a New Flyer XN40. But see, it just says 1 when it's really the 1 EV. Eastern variant? Yes, SunLine. Check out our snazzy Eldorados that run on hydrogen. And they also sell natural gas because they have a refueling station here. Anyways, we made it back here on time to catch the 10, so we'll be doing that. Pigeons. This trip was a lot of fun. I feel like it unlocked the Coachella Valley for me from a transit perspective, so I definitely look forward to coming out here more in the future.